Nas Moment, the world's most sensitive topics. In life, they say there are three things you should never talk about in polite company: money, religion, and politics. I have never quite understood why these topics are so taboo. I receive great pleasure from being transparent, because I believe that the more we talk about money, religion, and politics, the better our world will become. So here goes. Money. To many people, the most sensitive question you can ask is, how much money do you have? Personally, I don't understand why that question might bother someone. Why do people hide everything they work their entire lives to make? So in the spirit of full disclosure, I'll take the first step and tell you about every cent I currently have. As of this writing, January 2019, I have 950k, 600k in cash, 350k in investments in companies like Amazon, Tesla, and Apple, and also in real estate holdings in Palestine, Sri Lanka, and the United States. Also, at this very moment, my wallet has $100 in it. Also, I'm one of the cheapest people you will ever meet. This wasn't easy to disclose, but it is necessary to make my point. Although my net worth has very correlation to who I am, I have just decided to become financially naked to millions of people. And when millions more become financially naked too, the world will have a greater chance of becoming a more equal, fair, and transparent place. I thought a lot about the upsides and downsides of making this disclosure. And the upsides won. That is because there are countless benefits to being financially transparent. Here are three. 1. If we all know about how much the other person makes, the pay gap between men and women might not be as wide. Indeed, one of the reasons women get paid less than men is because they don't know that their male colleagues are getting more. 2. We all make better financial decisions with the help of friends, family, and advisors. And they can't help us if they don't know our financial status. I know this from personal experience. 3. Everybody worries about money, and that worry is usually bottled up. So more we talk freely about our financial concerns, the more air we let out of our anxiety. Religion. Religion is yet another sensitive topic, but again, in the interest of transparency, let's roll. I was born and raised Muslim. Growing up, I prayed 5 times a day. And for 10 years straight, I fasted during Ramadan. I was taught that Islam is the only way to heaven, and I believed it. Then I started making non-Muslim friends. The Christians said, Jesus is the Son of God, and He is the way to heaven. The Jews said, we are the chosen ones. The Hindus said, there is not only one God, there are millions. And my atheist friends said nothing. Okay, they laughed at us. The more people I met, the more I noticed that everyone thinks their religion is right. And if their religion is right, it only makes sense that everyone else is wrong, including mine. As you can imagine, none of this sat well with me, and that is why I stopped believing in religion. I continued to believe in the idea of God, just not in the box he or she comes in. Don't get me wrong. Religion is a wonderful thing for some people, and I may be religious again one day. But at this point in my life, before I sign on to one belief, I need to be convinced that all fingers point to the same moon. Until that time comes, I have decided to look inward and become a better person. And instead of praying every day, I try to love myself and to love others with the fullness of my heart. And I hope that if there actually is a powerful being up there watching over us, he or she is also reading this book. Politics. Believe it or not, this topic is the most sensitive of the three. I have come to learn this hard way. I grew up in Israel as Palestinian, and because of that, I never felt like I belonged to any country. In a world filled with political noise, the Middle East is the noisiest, and Israel is practically screaming. That's why when I watched Barack Obama win the American presidency in 2008, 6,000 miles away at 6 a.m. Israel time, I cried from excitement. And when Donald Trump became president 8 years later, I cried for entirely different reasons. If you have watched even a handful of my videos, it is no surprise to you that I'm a liberal and progressive. I believe in globalism, in open borders, in gun control, in LGBTQ rights, and in universal health care. I think Trump is a disaster. But after my last daily trip to Nebraska, I began to look differently at Trump voters. While I still didn't align with their politics, and especially for their choice for leader of the free world, I grew to admire their love of family, their love of freedom, and their love of democracy. The fact is, we the people, no matter where we live, are beholden to politics every day. As someone who has spent his childhood in the hottest of global hotspots, I understand this in the most personal way. But I also believe that we complicate the problem by making discussions about politics, religion, or money verboten. As long as we learn to express our opinions civilly, why not to share them with others? The worst thing that can happen is someone might change your mind.